Good morning and welcome to New Hanover County Schools The Morning Show. I'm Maggie Caudle.
And I'm Tori Farrell. This is the week of June 5th through the 11th.
It's another great edition of The Morning Show, and we have plenty of wonderful features as our school year draws to a close and summer approaches.
We have a show packed with specials for the summer and an exciting edition of Summer Tic-Tac-Toe to end the show.
And just in time for the summer, our show today has a special feature on everyone's favorite summertime snack, the watermelon.
And we feature a new edition of The Buzz with our new host, Kyra Schwegel. She tells us about 3 must-see summer blockbusters no one will want to miss.
It is going to be another great show, but first let's check in with our news anchor who is standing by with your school news headlines. Good morning.
Good morning, Maggie and Tori, and welcome everyone to your school news here on The Morning Show. Topping the headlines this week, Student Advisory Council holds last meeting of the school year. Wilmington Early Colleges celebrate 10-year anniversary, and Williston Girl Power holds an end-of-the-year celebration. I will have all of those stories and more coming up later in the show.
Thanks, Sierra.
Okay, get ready to laugh because it's time for our joke of the week.
Students in Miss Clayton's honors drama class at Ashley High School have performed these jokes for the morning show.
Now you can start each day off with a dose of humor.
Here's our joke of the week.
The Pope arrives in New York City and gets in his limo. While driving, the Pope asks the driver, "May I drive today?" The driver can't say no since it is the Pope after all. So the Pope hops in the driver's seat while the driver hops in the back. Now, the Pope has not driven himself in a very long time, so he is a terrible driver. He's swerving in and out of traffic, and of course he gets pulled over. So the cop that pulled him over approaches the driver and immediately goes back to his cruiser. He turns to his partner and says, "There's someone very important in that limo." So his partner says, "The mayor?" And the cop says, "No, bigger." So his partner asks, "Is it the governor?" To which the cop says, "Bigger." So his partner asks, "It couldn't be the president, could it?" To which the cop says, "I don't know, but whoever it is, he's got the Pope driving him around."
Another awesome joke. Thank you, Ashley Honors Drama.
And now it's time for a staple here on The Morning Show, This Week in History. Our Grand Master of Historical Knowledge has all the headlines from past times in This Week in History, brought to you by Kidsville News.
Welcome to This Week in History. I'm your historical host, William Shaker, covering all the colorful and amazing events that have left their mark on history's timeline. This is the week of June 5th through June 11th. June 5th, 1967. The Six-Day War begins. Israel responds to Arab forces along its border by launching attacks against Egypt, Syria, and Jordan. By the time the United Nations ceasefire took effect on June 11th, Israel had more than doubled its size. June 6, 1944. D-Day, the day that Allied forces crossed the English Channel and landed on the beaches of Normandy, France, beginning the liberation of Western Europe from the Nazi control during World War II. June 7, 1893. Mohandas Gandhi, a young Indian lawyer, has his first act of civil disobedience when he refuses to comply with racial segregation rules on a South African train. By 1920, he was the leader of the Indian movement for independence. June 8, 1966. The rival National Football League and American Football League announced that they will merge. The first Super Bowl between the two leagues took place at the end of the 1966 season. June 9, 1954. In a dramatic confrontation, Joseph Welch, special counsel for the U.S. Army, lashes out at Senator Joseph McCarthy during hearings on whether communism has infiltrated the U.S. armed forces. The verbal assault marked the end of McCarthy's power during the Red Scare in America. Finally, your week in history tidbits. June 10, 1752. Benjamin Franklin flies a kite during a thunderstorm and collects a charge in a Leyden jar when his kite is struck by lightning, enabling him to demonstrate the electrical nature of lightning. June 11, 1509. King Henry VIII of England marries Catherine of Aragon, the first of his 6 wives he will have in his lifetime. He divorced her against the will of the Catholic church, thus triggering the Reformation in England. That's This Week in History, your ultimate source for those key moments in time. I'm William Shaker. Thanks for stopping by.
This Week in History is brought to you by Kidsville News, a fun and effective learning resource for children, teachers, and parents. Kidsville News is always free. Copies are delivered every month to every elementary school in the New Hanover County school system.
And join us again next time for another journey through time as we explore the fun, fascinating, entertaining, and educational facts that make up This Week in History.
We have plenty more of the morning show ahead, including Science Nation and this week's lunch menu.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Looks like it's done.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
Welcome back to the morning show. I'm Maggie Caudill.
And I'm Tori Farrell.
Summer is on all of our minds as the warm weather is here and the sunny days at the beach beckon.
Many students make plans for camp or family vacations during their summer months.
However, without school, summer is often filled with lots of free time.
While this is a great time to relax, if you happen to find yourself running out of things to do and the summer boredom slump starts to set in, we just have the cure.
Here's our list of 10 creative and fun summer ideas to keep you and your friends entertained all summer long.
Listen closely and enjoy.
As the last days of summer drag on, you may find yourself wondering why you wanted it to be summer in the first place. The heat, the bugs, no one to drive you anywhere. You miss your friends from school. However, the splendor of summer comes from the fact that you have 125 days of adventure where you can plan to do whatever you want. But if you run out of ideas, we have a great list to help. Here are 10 summer boredom savers. Our first tip: enjoy glow-themed fun. Play ring toss using glow necklaces instead of traditional rings. Make sure to put tape around the two ends where the necklace meets to avoid it falling apart during play. You can also take your glow necklace, carefully cut the top, and pour it into 8 soda bottles for some nighttime bowling in your backyard. Or, if you're feeling especially fancy, try mixing your glow stick contents with bubble solution for glow-in-the-dark bubbles. Our next recommendation is fun with slime. Slime has been curing boredom for years, and there are dozens of variations, one of which is called gunk. It is a slippery-like liquid. However, when you squeeze it, it hardens. Simply add 16 ounces of cornstarch to 1.5 cups of water and enjoy. You can also add food coloring to get slime that looks toxic. Fun with fabric is another great idea. Tie-dye is always a fun way to jazz up t-shirts. You can either buy a kit from the store or use your own method. For a black t-shirt, wear gloves and try different methods to splatter bleach on the shirt. You can flick a toothbrush, drip it from your gloves, or just pour it on a shirt that's been tucked in a rubber band. Or try making a blanket by cutting the perimeter of 2 different fleece blankets into 1-inch wide strips and tying them together. You'll have a personalized cozy blanket in the end. For surefire fun, host a popcorn relay. All you need are a few plastic cups and popcorn. You can play in teams of 2 or more. First, poke a hole in the center of each cup bottom. Snip a rubber band in 2 and slide the ends through the hole and secure it to the player's foot. Then fill the cup with popcorn. Set 2 large boxes as far or near away as you'd like the opposite teams to be. At the whistle, each team member must sprint to the appropriate box and empty their cups into it, trying to lose as little popcorn as possible along the way. The relay continues until a box is filled. Next on our list is the pinagua. This is a summer variation of the piñata. Fill a trash bag with water and tie it with a rope to a tree. Blindfold the hitter and hand him a broom and let them go at it. If he gets hit hard enough, water will come crashing down on the unsuspecting victim. Want to improve your home and cure summer boredom? Here's some fantastic home improvement ideas. Turn an old chair into a swing. Make a wind chime out of old keys and colorful acrylic paint. Spray a message with Rust-Oleum's Never Wet on concrete surface, and when it rains, it will be revealed. Coat your planters with glow-in-the-dark paint. Grow sunflowers in a circular plot. They will turn out to be a cool sunflower fort for kids to play in. And finally, drill holes in your fence and fill those holes with 1 marble each. Continuing our summer fun ideas is the twisted water balloon toss. Make a small needle-sized hole in each balloon, then fill them up with water. Let the players toss the leaking balloon, and it becomes a time bomb, as they don't want to be the last one holding the balloon when it finally runs out. This can turn into a lot of fun when the competition heats up. The players usually start throwing them at each other and hilarity ensues. As you're filling your summer downtime with fun, don't forget to fill your belly too. Our next idea is a campfire cone. Here's what you do. Chop up some bananas and grab some marshmallows and have some chocolate chips ready. Spread peanut butter inside the cone. Then place the other ingredients inside. Wrap it in tin foil and cook on the grill or in an oven at its lowest setting for about 5 minutes. Open and enjoy. If you need a new game for the kids in the neighborhood during your summer party, then try Lawn Twister. Use a washable paint or chalk to draw colored circles on the ground. Have one person control the twister game while everyone participates. It's a fun time for all. And finally, when you have nothing left to do this summer, try to go outside your comfort zone. Whether it's riding a zip line or volunteering at an animal shelter, do something you normally wouldn't do. For example, if you don't like to read too much, then go to your local bookstore and ask the clerk to help you pick out a new book. Take a horseback lesson if you're scared of them, or start a business venture. Summer is when we have all the time in the world to explore and find ourselves, so use it wisely. With all these great ideas, it's time for you to turn off that TV and get outside. Enjoy your summer break and make the most of it. Fall will be here before you know it.
We hope you enjoyed that segment. Those were some great summertime ideas.
The twisted water balloon toss sounds like a great way to have fun and cool off when it's really hot outside.
It does. I'll have to give it a try this summer.
Me too. For now though, it's time to send it over to the news desk for more Your School News with our news anchor, Sierra Robbins, who has several great stories to report. Good morning, Sierra.
Good morning and welcome to Your School News on The Morning Show. I'm Sierra Robbins. Our top story this week. Superintendent Dr. Tim Markley met with the Student Advisory Council for the final time this school year. Over the course of the year, the group has given input and insight to the Board of Education and the superintendent. With the full report is YSN reporter Bridget Donovan.
Each quarter of the school year, Superintendent Dr. Markley and the members of the Board of Education met with students from all of the high schools who made up the Student Advisory Board. At each meeting, the students received a presentation from a senior staff member and discussed their perspective on issues. They also had one meeting as a group at each of the high schools, allowing a more focused look at the different problems at each school.
I think it is important because there are a lot of students in New Hanover County, and the fact that we have representatives from each high school, because each school is a little bit different, and all of those voices are heard, and we have different ideas, and they're brought up to the board, and they decide what to do with them to make the school district better.
The student advisory meetings were a great way for those making decisions about the school system to hear directly and candidly from the students who are often the most affected by those decisions. A wide range of discussions occurred throughout the year, such as how classes could be taught more modern and the importance of graduation project and testing. Each student member shared their opinion as well as concerns of their peers.
I appreciate that my voice is being able to be heard, that as I asked my peers at my school, Wilmington Early College, what can we change and what can we do differently? And these past 4 meetings have been amazing. It's just to share your voice, get it out, it's to give your thoughts, because as Mr. Higgins said, nothing is bad. I mean, some thoughts and ideas aren't relevant to one thing, but at least they're out there.
Board members really took to heart their meetings with the students, not just to learn about their opinions and ideas for the schools they are at, but also to learn about the students themselves.
And then over time, as we met, I saw them open up, and as they opened up, we learned more from them. They were receptive to comments from us. So I thought it was a really positive exchange. Body language changed to where they were into it. And, it's nice to see a lot of these seniors and where they're going, and the positive nature, the problem-solving approach that many of them have. So I felt like the school system learned a lot from them, but I think they learned from us as well.
The Student Advisory Council was a major success this year. It helped provide a new perspective to school system decision makers and allowed students an outlet to share ideas and voice concerns. Superintendent Markley plans to resume the council next school year and looks forward to its continued success. Reporting for your school news, this is Bridget Donovan.
Wilmington Early College High School celebrated 10 years of educational innovation and student success with a series of events. With more than 200 graduates and more than 120 degrees awarded, Wilmington Early College continues to evolve. From the first 10 graduates to more than 50 in cohort 5, the school continues to move forward. The celebration began with the stakeholders reception, followed by Past Meets Present event, and the celebration wrapped with all graduates from 2011 through 2017 gathering at CFCC's Union Station at the downtown campus. Started in 2007, Wilmington Early College High School was created out of a strong partnership between New Hanover County Schools and Cape Fear Community. The leaders at the Department of Air Force headquarters of the AFJROTC Maxwell Air Force Base, Alabama, announced that Laney High School's Air Force JROTC was awarded the Distinguished Unit Award for the 2016-2017 school year. Typically, less than 1/3 of the units worldwide were awarded this top-level award. In order to receive the award, Laney's JROTC unit was required to meet all headquarters tasking deadlines and average a minimum of 12 hours of community service per cadet. There were 125 cadets enrolled during the fall and spring, and they completed over 1,525 hours of service. The awards recognize the personal growth and accomplishments of the cadets, contributions of the instructors as mentors, and the support of the school leaders and staff members, as well as many within the local community. For all of the latest news on New Hanover County Schools, join us weekdays at 5:30 here on the Time Warner Cable Channel 5 and Charter Cable Channel 191. For your school news, a complete half hour of all the latest news and information from New Hanover County Schools. Now back to our hosts.
Thanks, Sierra. We continue our show with Science Nation from the National Science Foundation. This feature takes a dynamic, entertaining look at the research and the researchers that change our lives.
From the latest inventions to studies that could change the way we perceive the world, each episode is packed with fascinating information.
These city kids from Boston may not look like conventional farmers, but they're spending part of their summer vacation, well, maybe not getting their hands dirty, more like wet.
You guys are going to be building vertical hydroponic systems, which you guys will be able to grow about 40 plants, and you can do it year-round.
They're building hydroponic systems to grow vegetables without soil. Some are even solar paneled. With support from the National Science Foundation, Boston College science educator Mike Barnett and his team have developed the Urban Hydro Farmers Project. The idea is to foster a green-collar workforce, teaching students hydroponic farming and getting them excited about math and science at the same time.
I forgot the name of the circuit.
Parallel circuit.
Parallel circuit, where it's like one connected here and then we'll connect it the other way. And
one of the activities that we developed to teach the kids about basic solar energy and how to wire up the solar panels and to do it safely. Primarily, it's all the stuff that you learn in intro physics, but you never get told why it matters. And so we're actually ending up helping kids figure out, this is why it matters.
All right, so everybody go ahead and grab a plant from Ari and pop it into the system.
Another goal is to engage budding scientists and engineers who might be falling through the cracks.
I want to take those students who are feeling marginalized, who may be at risk for opting out of school because their education doesn't feel relevant to them, who have started to miss class, who teachers are concerned about but have seen potential. And so those are the students that we're bringing into our program.
No, you guys think you guys are gonna help actually power the system. The little bucket of water is gonna be useless at this point.
Leslie Bellamy has been with the program 5 years, first as a student, now as a mentor. So is Ari Garnett.
So he's setting up the battery right now so he can get the pump rolling and so it can be powered by the solar panel. This gives you like a good idea about like electricity, about solar panels, about the battery underneath.
Really engaged. They really kind of think this is cool.
Garnett and his team also are partnering with the STEM Garden Institute to bring hydroponic gardening to students in classrooms throughout the U.S.
Can kind of get their hands into it, and you know, we want them to experiment. We want them to make mistakes.
If you can get water to the roots, then 100% of the nutrients go right to the plant.
We teach them about the economics of hydroponics, the ecological impacts of hydroponics, and we do that as a comparison to growing food in California, having it shipped. Kids like to watch stuff grow, and they like to have ownership over the project. And the ownership of the project comes from is that the kids get to keep the money.
Kids have already sold some of their produce at farmers markets, showing them how all that math and science can pay off. Grow a garden, run a business, and reap what they sow. For Science Nation, I'm Miles O'Brien.
That was another great segment from Science Nation.
We were glad to feature new episodes of this segment all year long and are happy to report it will return next year.
That is good news. I look forward to seeing more.
All right, it's time for a quick break. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
They'll test you, try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
When I have an asthma attack, I feel scared. Sometimes my parents have to take me to the hospital. I feel like a fish with no water.
You know how to react to their asthma attacks. Here's how to prevent them. Call 1-866-NO-ATTACKS. Visit www.noattacks.org or call your doctor. Because even one attack is one too many.
Welcome back to the morning show. A meeting with a school principal, no matter how positive, can be an anxiety-laden experience for parents when it takes place across a desk in an office. To make things a little easier, we've got Coffee with the Principal, a chance for everyone in the community to get to know our frontline administrators in a relaxed setting over a good old-fashioned cup of coffee. Today, we travel to Sunset Park Elementary School to meet Principal Diego Lehaki.
Good morning, I'm Isaiah McCullough-Larte, and welcome to Coffee with the Principal. Today we will be speaking with Mr. Lehaki, the principal of Sunset Park Elementary. Good morning, Mr. Lehaki. Let's get started.
Thanks for having me.
Give us an outline of your education.
Well, let's see. I started out going to Ball State University, which is in Indiana. That's where I grew up, is Northwest Indiana, right outside of Chicago. And I got a bachelor's degree in psychology. And then I waited a few years, went back to school, went to UNCW, and got a master's degree in school administration. That's my education.
Before you became a principal, what did you do?
Well, with that bachelor's degree that I originally got in psychology, I became a counselor and a therapist. So I would work with families, I'd work with small groups of children, sometimes one-on-one, anger management, social skills, anything that the family needed at that time. My job was to go into the home, or I'd meet them at my office, and we would work on goals that they had for each other.
Why did you want to be a principal?
Well, you know, I did the counseling thing for a while and the therapist thing for a while, and you know, I was considering whether I wanted to be a principal or open my own counseling business, and I thought to myself, you know, where can I have the bigger impact? And I thought to myself, you know, being a principal, I'll be able to reach more children, and not only that, help teachers. And you know, to me, the number one equalizer is an education. So a lot of the kids that I saw struggling, I knew that if they were able to get a quality education, that they would be successful in life. So I thought if I could help kids, you know, all different kind of children, you know, get a quality education, that'd be the best thing for them.
What are the most important qualities a principal should have, and why?
Well, I think the number one thing is you have to be a good communicator, because you know, it's a complex job, and you're talking to different audiences daily, sometimes minute by minute. You know, I might have a 5-year-old come in here, so that's a different conversation you have with a 5-year-old as compared to a teacher or a parent or even a grandparent. So I'm dealing with different types of people, anywhere in ages from 5 to 80. So you know, you have to be a good communicator. You have to get your message across, and you have to let them know, you know, we're doing everything here every day that is best for the students. That's our number one goal, is to do the best we can for the students in the students' best interest. And that's, you know, the motto here at Sunset Park is every child, every chance, every day. So we try to live by that motto and do the best we can for students.
As a principal, how do you provide support for your teachers?
I think the number one thing is, you know, it goes back to communication. I have to be able to get the message and the vision out that we have for the school, which is every child, every chance, every day. And my goal is to make the teacher's job as easy as it can be for them to educate the students. That's the number one thing. We're trying to get them an education to further themselves in life. And I think my role is to make sure that everyone's doing what they're supposed to do, and we're all going toward that same goal, which is, you know, every child, every chance, every day.
What do you do for fun?
For fun, well, we do live at the beach. I love going to the beach, and I also have 2 sons, so a lot of my time is taken up coaching them in football and basketball. So I really enjoy, you know, spending that time with my family. That's the number one thing I like to do, is spend time with my family. And like I said, I coach, you know, Pop Warner. I coach basketball, and so that takes up a lot of my time, but I really do enjoy it.
What goals did you set for your school this year?
Well, the number one goal for this school and for the students and the teachers and for myself is that every student shows growth. And the ultimate goal is high growth, because when a student has achieves high growth, that means that they get more than 1 year of education in 1 year. So the goal is for every child, no matter where they're at, where they're starting at, if they're an advanced student, if they're an at-risk student that's struggling in school for whatever reason, you know, we want them to be able to grow and get better in their education. So my goal is for every child, you know, you're in school for 1 year, at the minimum you want to get a year's education in 1 year, but the ultimate goal, especially if they're slightly behind for whatever reason, you want them to get more than 1 year of education in 1 year. And Sunset Park was able to do that last year. They exceeded growth, which meant on average every child got more than 1 year of education in 1 year.
Thank you. That wraps up this edition of Coffee with the Principal. I'm Nizer McCullough-Larte, and back to you.
Thank you, Mr. Lahaki and Nizer. It's great to learn a little bit about the people in charge of our schools.
All right, it's time for this week's menu. This is the menu for Monday, June 5th through the Friday, June 9th.
On Monday, June 5th, start your last week of school off right with crispy chicken nuggets with savory rice and gravy. Get the rest of the nutrients you need from mouth-watering macaroni salad, the sweetest sweet potato, and delicious diced pears.
Then, on Tuesday, June 6th, have a nice school-cooked meal of chicken and waffles. Round the meal out with rousing red-skin mashed potatoes and with gravy, crazy good California vegetables, and masterfully mixed fruit.
On Wednesday, June 7th, catch a case of the munchies when you eat snack-sized corn dog nuggets at lunch. Also, appease your appetite with perfect pasta salad, gloriously glazed carrots, and appeasing applesauce.
On Thursday, June 8th, the final day of school is here. Be sure to thank your cafeteria staff for all their hard work and wonderful meals this year as they serve you one last time with a breathtaking meal of beef-a-roni with a breadstick. The final side items for the year are great northern beans, a veggie cup, and amazing diced peaches.
Then on Friday, June 9th, enjoy your first day of summer break at home. Be sure to eat healthy and nutritious meals all summer long.
And don't forget to stay hydrated and get out and exercise.
And there you have the lunch menu for the week. In addition to those items, milk, a garden salad, fresh fruit, French bread pizza, and a peanut butter and jelly combo will be available daily.
So many delicious choices. Don't forget you can also start your day off with a healthy and hearty breakfast at school.
It's one of America's favorite summertime treats, the watermelon. It's tasty and refreshing all at the same time.
But how much about the watermelon do you actually know?
To fill you in on a bit this sweet treat's history and share all the fun watermelon facts, we have a special segment for you this morning.
So sit back and get ready to learn all about the watermelon.
The watermelon is known as one of the world's healthiest fruits. It is known as a summertime food, and that is when its popularity peaks. Most people have fond memories of enjoying a slice or two of watermelon after a long day of playing in the sun. Watermelons are said to have originated in the Kalahari Desert in Africa. The first ever harvest of the watermelon happened 5,000 years ago in Egypt. The sweet fruit was even placed in the tombs of kings to nourish them in the afterlife. Eventually, the watermelon was spread by merchant ships to the rest of the world, including China, which is now the world's largest producer of the fruit. It is believed that the watermelon was introduced to America by African slaves. Ever since its introduction, Americans have been eating the watermelon and receiving its many benefits. There are numerous benefits with eating watermelon. One of the most basic ones is people can stay hydrated by eating a watermelon because it is almost 100% water. That's just another reason why it's so great in the summer. Also included in the fruit is a high dose of vitamin C, which is vital to staying healthy and fighting germs. As well as being low in fats and sodium, watermelon contains important amino acids in the pulp and rind. The fruit is one of the best sources of lycopene, a nutrient found in red fruit and vegetables, and it is important for one's vision, heart health, and cancer prevention. There are many ways one can put a watermelon to use. Besides eating the pulp out of it, people can pickle, stew, or stir-fry the rinds. The seeds of watermelons can be dry roasted or ground into flour. People in China eat watermelon seeds like almonds. The most common way is to cut it into slices or cubes to eat for a snack or dessert. In Italy, they eat watermelon pudding made of almonds, chocolate, and cinnamon. In southern United States, people often make pickles out of the rind. The watermelon can be classified as both a fruit and a vegetable. It can be known as a fruit because it grows from seeds. It can be known as a vegetable because it is in the same family as cucumber and pumpkin. All parts of a watermelon can be eaten, so don't waste them. Now here's a few fun watermelon facts. Oklahoma has the watermelon as the official state vegetable. The heaviest watermelon ever grown was in Arkansas, and it weighed 268 pounds. July is National Watermelon Month, and it is the peak harvest time. There are more than 1,200 varieties of watermelon that come in various shapes, sizes, and colors, including red, orange, yellow, and white. Over 1,200 varieties of watermelon are grown worldwide. Early explorers used watermelons as canteens. In China and Japan, watermelon is a popular gift to bring to a host. So now that you've heard the fun facts, know the nutritional value, and a little of the history of the watermelon, be sure to enjoy it all summer long. It is the perfect snack when you are looking for something sweet to eat.
We hope you enjoyed our watermelon special and have a chance to eat the wonderful food all summer long.
All right, everyone, get a paper and pen ready, and it's now time for the morning show math question. This is a challenging problem for you to solve at home. We'll give you the question now and then solve it for you after the break. So put on your thinking caps and get ready to solve our question, because here it is. Okay, we hope you got that down. Spend a minute working on it and we'll have the answer to you after a short break.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours.
Dr. King, what's your next move? In March from Selma to Montgomery.
Selma is loud for every man, woman, and child. And we'll not wait any longer. In front of a crowd.
Mine eyes have seen the glory. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Hart, what's going on? I'm leaving. Why? What did I do? Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit. Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just, please, don't leave. Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Welcome back to the morning show. I'm Maggie Cottle.
And I'm Tori Farrell.
Before the break, we showed you our morning show math question.
Were you able to solve it correctly? Here is Elizabeth Crace, math teacher at Murray Middle School, with the solution.
Good morning. Our math problem of the day today is the Smith family went out to dinner. The price of their meal was $29.85. The sales tax was 6% of the price of the meal. And the tip was 15% of the meal and the sales tax. So I'm going to first start with just the first part of the problem, which is figuring out how much sales tax I'm going to need to add on. When I have a percentage and I want to change it to a decimal, I can put a decimal at the end and move it over 2 places, so that becomes 0.06. So I'm going to take my original price of my dinner, which was $29.85, and I'm going to multiply it by 0.06. When you're multiplying decimals, you do not have to line them up. This one just works out that it was. 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 8 is 48, plus my 3, which is going to give me my 51. 6 times 9 is 54, plus my 5, which is going to give me my 59. And 6 times 2 is 12, plus my 5, which gives me 17. So now I want to count how many numbers I have after the decimal place. I have 4, it appears, so I'm going to put a decimal at the end and move it over 4 places, and it would be $1.79. You might see that little bit of change. If this number was 5 or higher, it would make my sales tax $1.80. But since it's below 5, I do not round, I leave it at the $1.79. So the second part of my problem asked me to find out how much tip would be on the meal plus the tax. So I'm going to first take the 2 and add them together. When I add and subtract decimals, it's very important to make sure you line up your decimals. So I've lined them up here. And I'm going to do some math here, adding them up. Bring down my decimal point. And the bill is going to cost me $31.64. But I can't forget my waitress, because she's always awesome, or he. And so I want to make sure I do some 15% tip for them. So I'm going to put a decimal point at the end again to change my percent to a decimal. So it's 0.15. So I'm going to take this $31.64 and I'm going to multiply it by 0.15 to find out the total cost for the tip, and then I'll have to add it on to the original bill. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 6 is 30, plus my 2 is going to give me my 32. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3 is going to give me 8, and 5 times 3 is 15. I have another number here, so I have to multiply. When you go to your second row, you always add a 0 as a placeholder. 1 times 4 is 4, 1 times 6 is 6, 1 times 1 is 1, and 1 times 3 is 3. And now I'm going to add them all together. And I want to look at how many numbers fall after the decimal point. There are 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So $4.70. Here's where I was talking about that rounding. If I look at this 4, it would be $4.74, but I always look at the number after it to my place value. And this 6 is higher than 5, so that would make this round up 1. So it wouldn't be $4.74, it would be $4.75 for a tip. So now I have the price of my bill, the price of the tax, and now I'm going to add on this last price, which is the price of the tip. And again, when I'm adding, I'm going to line up my decimal points. Bring your decimal point down. And the total price that the Smith family is going to need to have is $36.39. Now back to the studio.
We hope you enjoyed our morning show math segment this year. We would like to thank Elizabeth Crace for volunteering her time to do these segments for us all year long.
They were a great addition, and we appreciate her participation in the morning show.
It is time for The Buzz. In this entertainment report, our host takes a look at upcoming releases from books, movies, music, and video games.
This week, host Kyra Swigel tells us about 3 great family-friendly movies you will want to see coming out this summer.
Hello, and welcome to The Buzz. I'm Kira Schwegel, here to tell you what's happening in the world of movies. This June, as students prepare for summer break, it's also important to spend time with your family. Choosing an interesting movie can help to bring your family closer and have fun at the same time. Let's begin with Captain Underpants. This is an animated movie based off the popular children's novel series. It features 2 overly imaginative pranksters, George Weird and Harold Hutchins. These 2 lovable characters hypnotize their principal into thinking that he's a ridiculous and dim-witted superhero by the name of Captain Underpants. Let's see what trouble Captain Underpants stirs up at the school by catching this family-friendly movie in theaters June 2nd. Also coming out during June is Disney's Cars 3. In this second sequel of Cars, Lightning McQueen is questioned whether or not he should retire after being shown up by newcomer racer Jackson Storm. However, with the help of McQueen's new friend, Cruz Ramirez, he is ready to learn some new tricks and attempt to come back in the Florida 500. Will Lightning McQueen successfully prove his skills, or will he be beaten by Jackson Storm and forced into retirement? Be sure to catch this exciting animated film with your family on June 16th. And my last recommendation, due out June 30th, is Despicable Me 3. Like the other 2 movies in the series, this one follows the main character Gru, along with his wife Lucy, and their 3 adopted girls. When a former 80s star Balthazar Brat attempts to achieve world domination, Gru and Lucy and their delightful and adorable minions come to the rescue. Will the world be dominated by this new world villain, or will Gru and Lucy be able to stop him in time? Find out in this thrilling anime movie packed with lovable characters. Remember, watching movies with your family is a great bonding experience. If you're a movie lover or someone just looking for some time with your family, then be sure to watch one or all of these upcoming movies. For The Buzz, I'm Kira Schwegel.
Thank you for those recommendations, Kira. They sound like fun family movies. Tori, are there any upcoming movies you would like to see?
Well, I'm excited for Star Wars, but that's not until the winter, so I guess Wonder Woman for right now. What about you?
I don't think so. I just saw The Circle, which was really good, but I'm kind of waiting on Star Wars too.
That will probably be a good one to see. There are many movies coming out, and it's an exciting time to go to the theater.
It's now time for more Your School News, so let's send it back over to our news anchor, Sierra Robbins.
Thank you, Maggie and Tori, and welcome everyone to Your School News here on The Morning Show. The Girl Power Club at Williston Middle School brought its first year to close with the wonderful end of the year ceremony. Club members received rewards and experienced a powerful speaker on what girl power really means. With the full report is YSN reporter Johan Yellow.
Life as a middle school girl can be quite daunting. To help struggling young female students find their path to success at Williston Middle School, Principal Valines teamed up with NHCS Chief Communications Officer Valita Quattlebaum to create the Girl Power Club. Every month, the club gathered for special events, guest speakers, and field trips. Each student in the club was also paired with their own personal mentor who talked to them, had lunch with them, and helped them stay on a track for success. To bring the year to a close, the club held their annual end-of-year ceremony to recognize the students involved and to reflect on the growth they had made throughout the year.
Well, it's been amazing. When we first started, the girls were very shy. They would not talk, and they were constantly kind of getting in trouble, having to go to the office for minor things. And so we followed the reports on Power School and been working with their parents. We assigned each of them a special mentor to work with them, and we've just seen some incredible results in terms of their referrals have gone way down to mostly non-existent. Grades have improved, better participation, they're involved in sports, and they're able to stand up in front of people, which is I really love as a former English teacher, and talk and speak and not be so shy and withdrawn. So I've seen tremendous growth, and Mr. Valines confirmed that through the data as well.
During the club ceremony, Ms. Quattlebaum gave a photo overview of their gatherings during the year. Student club members sang and read poetry. They were also treated to a performance and a talk from high school seniors who have found success. But the highlight of the event was a special guest speaker from the community. She shared her story with the girls and provided a powerful message to be brave and tap into their own girl power. In the end, each club member had a chance to reflect on how they have grown over the course of the year.
We learned a lot of etiquette skills and like what to say and what not to say, how to like dress yourself, how to not perform, but kind of like present yourself to an audience or people around you, and just your everyday hygiene skills and routines that you should follow.
It showed me like how hard it is for a girl to succeed in life, and how hard we have to try. But there is always a way, and we just have to carry ourselves with respect at all times.
With the very successful first year, the club will continue next year with the hopes of increasing the number of members and being able to go on more trips. Everyone involved with the club will continue to follow this year's members and share in their future achievements and accomplishments. Reporting for Your School News, this is Johan Yellow.
The Snipes Academy Dance Company was accepted to be a part of the Art Sensation, a benefit concert put on by Forward Motion Dance of Cape Fear River Watch, a local nonprofit organization. This was the 16th annual Art Sensation benefits performance. The Snipes Academy Dance Company performed the music by Coldplay, Sky Full of Stars, at Thalian Hall main stage. Dancers include students in grades 2 through 5. Synasia Williams, Sage Taylor, Isaiah Jones, Kevin Paul Dash III, Oscar Espinoza, Rajon Norfleet, Angel Sumter, Destiny London, Mackenzie Robinson, Jalee Patrick, Keyshawn Davis, Kareem Anderson, Isaiah Thomas, Leah Ole, and Mike Dickey. These students were directed by Janine Clare, the Snipes dance teacher and choreographer. The students at Bradley Creek Elementary School held an annual fun day. It was an exciting day of water relay races, musical chairs, hula hoop contest, and more. Students took turns building amazing geometric art with hula hoops that were really awesome. Other contests include obstacle courses, which tested the students' agility and skills. Other students participated in jump rope contests and even a good-fashioned game of tag. After days of studying for the EOG, students and staff were ready to burn off some energy and enjoy themselves before testing started. Bradley Creek's Fun Day was a terrific experience for everyone, full of laughs and friendships. As these events wrapped up and the students cooled down, everyone got a chance to enjoy delicious snowballs. School fun days are tradition throughout the school system and a great way to celebrate the hard work that goes on into preparing for testing. That's all for now. To watch this week's edition of Your School News online, visit the school system website at www.nhcs.net and click on the NHCS TV logo on the homepage. Now back over to Maggie and Tori.
Thanks, Sierra. We bring our show to a close with a classic morning show game. It is time for us to compete in Summer Tic-Tac-Toe.
So much fun, an end-of-the-year tradition here on the morning show.
It is exciting. Let's send it back over to Sierra, who has all the details. Welcome back, Sierra.
Thank you. Here are the rules. I will ask a summer-related question. If you get it right, you can mark the board in an open spot of your choosing. The question will rotate back and forth. If we run out of questions or tie, the person with the most marks on the board wins. Maggie, you will mark the board with sand buckets, and Tori, you will mark the board with beach balls. Since Tori is a senior and this is her last show here on the NHCS TV, she will get to go first. Okay, are y'all ready?
That was sad.
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay, this is for Tori. So Tori, you're kind of like odd, Maggie, you're even. Okay, so number 1, wearing a sunscreen with the SPF of 15 means you can do which of the following? Is it A, sunbathe for 15 minutes, B, stay in the sun 15 times longer without it, C, reapply if the sunscreen after 15 hours, or D, tan 15% darker?
Say A and D again, please.
A and D. Sunbathe for 15 minutes, tan 15% darker.
I'm gonna go with A.
Incorrect.
It was D?
No, actually the correct answer was B. Stay in the sun 15 times longer than without it. Okay.
Oh, then without it. Ha. Okay.
Okay, number 2. Which real-life gadget was introduced in 1999 to help out with the common summer chore? Is it A, radioactive weed eater, B, pool cleaning slippers, C, robot lawnmower, or D, the ice fan?
Which was invented in 1989 is the question?
1999, yes, 1999.
Can you reread those answers?
Okay, is it A, radioactive weed eater, B, pool cleaning slippers, C, robot lawnmower, or D, the ice fan?
Good question. C.
C, correct.
Which one was it?
Robot lawnmower. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
going to go with the middle thing. Middle square.
Okay. Which of the following would keep you cool as possible on a sunny day? Is it A, a red t-shirt, B, a white t-shirt, C, a black t-shirt, or D, a green t-shirt?
A white t-shirt.
Correct.
Haha. Top left corner, please.
When did kids attend America's first known summer camp? Is it A, 1961, B, 1761, C, 1810, or D, 1861?
B.
Incorrect. The correct answer is D, 1861.
They didn't have summer camps in 1761.
I think the world was a little more disorganized back then.
Okay, number 5. Death Valley, California holds a record for the hottest summer day in U.S. history. Exactly how hot did it get? Is it A, 135 degrees, B, 114 degrees, C, 154 degrees, or D, 201 degrees?
B.
Incorrect.
I knew it.
It's A, 135 degrees. Okay, number 6. Even the most scorching summer day on Earth doesn't compare to the hottest planet in our solar system. Which one is the warmest? Is it A, Mars, B, Venus, C, Mercury, or D, Pluto?
Are we counting Pluto as a planet? Very educated mother just.
Really? I know
it?
Sailor Moon, so that's why.
Wait, so we've got Mars, Venus. What are the answers?
Mars, Venus, Mercury, or Pluto?
Well, is Pluto a planet?
It's supposed to be a star, but I don't think that counts. Or not a star,
If we're
but like
classifying
gas.
Pluto as a planet, then wait, no, it's just kidding. I'm going the other way.
Yeah,
it's Mars. No, wait.
Nope. Final answer.
It's Mercury, but okay.
Incorrect.
It's not?
It's actually Venus.
Sure.
It goes like Sun.
Mercury, Venus.
Mercury,
Earth,
Venus,
Mars,
Earth, Mars.
Jupiter.
So Mercury's closer to the sun.
Yeah, but I guess because it's tinier, or like it has like the surface of it is different.
Okay.
I'm not the scientist here.
Number
I just know Sailor Moon. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, no, you're good. Number 7. What happens to the Eiffel Tower in France each summer? A, it grows a few inches. B, it shrinks a few inches. C, it changes color. Or D, it moves to London.
B?
Incorrect.
Ah!
The correct answer is A, it grows a few inches. Interesting. What were bikini bathing suits named after? Is it A, famous model, B, a beach, C, a group of islands, or D, a waterproof material?
C, I think.
Yes, a group of islands.
Bikini Bottom.
Definitely not those islands. Oh, I'm going to go with the top middle.
You were the worst. Ooh.
Number 9. Can't keep cool this summer? Maybe that's because Earth's average temperature is rising. How much did it go up in the last 100 years? Is it A, 1 degree, B, 5 degrees, C, 11 degrees, or D, 16 degrees?
B.
Incorrect.
I know.
It's A, 1 degree.
How rude.
Wait, what was B?
5 degrees.
I'm sorry, like 16 or what was it, 20?
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's 11 and 16.
Oh.
Yeah. If a jellyfish stings you while you are taking a dip in the ocean, what should you do? Is it A, cover the sting with sand, B, splash vinegar on the sting, C, rinse with fresh water, or is it D, rub the sting?
B.
Yes.
Why did I nod?
I knew.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Number.
I'm going to go with the bottom middle.
Oh! I kicked your butt at Christmas.
Is that like the first time I've ever won an NHCS TV game?
Rematch.
Okay.
Senior request.
All right. Tic-tac. This is. Oh, okay. All right. So our winner is Maggie. You are this year's Summer Tic-Tac-Toe Challenge champion.
Good game, Tori.
Good game, Maggie.
Well, that does it for this edition of The Morning Show.
Remember, for the best TV of all, each and every day, keep it tuned in right here for New Hanover County Schools TV on the Learning Network.
Have a great day.
And a wonderful week.